And we ask all these things in the name of Jesus.
Hymns of joy, devotion, and peace, directed at a higher power. But congregants at this megachurch in Dallas, Texas, hope their prayers will be answered too by US President Joe Biden. 5 months into a war in Gaza and thousands of lost lives, preaching here has become increasingly political.
Whenever God is calling us to a higher purpose,
it's one of hundreds of African-American churches calling on Biden to end his support for Israel.
As a faith leader who believes that we live in a moral universe that calls for us to always stand against any injustice, anything that brings about death needlessly, we have a responsibility to speak out and speak up.
Churches like this one have influence, broadcasting its gospel to up to 15,000 online worshippers, some of whom see historical similarities between the struggles faced by Palestinians and by African Americans.
I see that there is definitely a strong sense in the Black community that we can relate to what's going on. Innocent people's lives are being taken, kids' lives are being taken. In the Black community, that happens all the time.
And Biden needs young, politically engaged voters on his side come November.
If he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, to where he's showing that justice and he's having an action plan behind that, then you might not get a lot of followers behind him.
For more than half a century, Black voters have helped propel Democratic presidents into the White House. This is a demographic President Joe Biden needs if he wants to retain the Oval Office. 92% of Black voters chose Biden in 2020, according to a study by the Pew Research Center. But now community leaders here are warning him not to take their vote for granted. Congregants here may be calling for a change in political direction, but within limits. Leaders stress for them, Biden still trumps his political opponent on the ballot. And many Black Americans say the US has a duty to help Israel defend itself, with more than 100 hostages still being held in Gaza.
When you think about African Americans being the most churched in this society, this is the community of people that would support Israel just based on the biblical history that ties Christianity and Judaism together. These progressive Black pastors are out of step with most Christian African Americans in America.
But with just about 8 months to go until the presidential election, Biden's up against the clock to gain the faith of America's Black voters. Sally Patterson, CGTN, Dallas, Texas.